Now, here is a major belief that I have about business models, okay? And it's where a lot of people get in trouble. Your business model should be specifically tailored to you. You should have a business model that is completely customized to you. We cannot sustain what doesn't feel aligned. So if you are looking at my business model, the next woman's business model, 10 other women's business model, and you are sitting there and you're comparing yourself to any of us, right? Thinking that your business model has to look a certain way, has to include certain things, then you've already made a mistake. Okay, so I need you to give yourself permission that you get to build a business model that is specifically tailored to you. If you do have something coming up on comparison, I do have a video where I talked about comparing yourself and your content to other subject matter experts in your industry. So definitely go ahead and check that video out after you watch this one. With that being said, though, I do not want to take away the fact that you get to be inspired by others. And that is one of the things that I do talk about. I give like 5 things on how to combat comparison. And one of those is being inspired. But in regard specifically with this video on business models, you get to be inspired by others' business models, right? You get to take a look and see, you know what? I really like how such and such does that. Or one thing I'm always telling clients is like, maybe there's 10 things that person is doing. And you're like, listen, I don't like 8 of them, but those 2 right there, I really like. Or I don't like any of them. Okay. But I really like this one area. However, I would tweak it like this for my business model. So you do get to get inspiration, but don't go into a space of being intimidated, having imposter energy, or stepping into a space of comparison. So your business model has to be customized to you. So Kira, how do I really pick the business model that works for me? Like, what are the things that I should consider? As I go through some of these, I want you to think about where you are in your business. These questions are going to be suitable for you, whether you are in what I call the discovery phase, where you are, discovering what your message is and really what your signature offers are and your framework is and who you really help. It's also going to be helpful for you if you're in that deepening phase and you're like in a space of like getting to dominating your message and being known for the thing that you've gotten started. But there's some pieces, that need to be refined and some pieces that need to be a little tighter because you are having some success and making some money, having clients, you're getting some visibility, PR, things like that. But you're ready like 2x it. You're ready to 10x it. Okay. You're ready to grow and scale it. So either way, these questions will help you out, alter them a little bit. When you're thinking about customizing your business model, one of the first things that I want you to think about is this. How do you best serve? How do you best deliver your insert what you do, your expertise, your knowledge, your content, your zone of genius? How do you best deliver that? How do you best serve? Okay. Is that going to be in one-on-one capacities? Do you really thrive on one-on-one conversations and connections? Do you thrive more from being in community spaces? Like, I really want you to think about how you best serve. Do you best serve in a live capacity? And when I say live, virtually live, right? Is it, hey, right now I'm doing a pre-recorded video and I actually like doing pre-recorded videos so that you can watch them when you need to watch them and everybody can assess them? Or do you thrive off of live things, right? Where you get the energy of the audience, again, virtual, but there also can be then another question for you is, do I like in person better? So you can kind of think about, how do I deliver what I'm great at best? That can be one way that you think about your business model and some key things to just keep in mind when you're building out your business model and or your next level of your business model, your next offers, okay? So you want to kind of think about that. If you're newer in business, then think about it in that way. If you are more experienced in business, then I want you to sit down and reflect on the offers that you've already had out over the last 6 months, over the last year, 5 years, whatever time frame feels right for you. And then I want you to think about, when you look at your offers, okay, based off of the offers that I've already had and have worked with clients, what do I know tends to be the best way that I can serve my audience? Okay, so that's one question that I want you to keep in mind is, how do I best serve and deliver what it is that I do? The next question I want you to think about is to really reflect on your personal life, your personal preference, your lifestyle goals. This is one that I do not see a lot of people bringing up, okay? A whole lot of men, especially to me, they have programs where literally it's all about the dollar, and there is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like for us as women, there are other things that we handle and that we, have to keep in mind. It can be, I don't care though, too, if you are not a mom, because I feel like we're always like going straight to like, if you're a mom, you have to build your business model around your children. And I am not saying that is not the case. You absolutely do, for sure. But if you are single, you still, I just want to say, sis, you still get to give yourself permission to create a business model for you too, and whatever lifestyle you want. Now, this is a tough question. When I have clients that I'm working with, this is one of those areas where having some mindset support and some strategy support is very, very helpful. That's why I love combining both of them when I'm coaching clients inside of the Money in the Message Inner Circle. And here's what I mean. Some of my women may come in like, Kiera, when I ask them this question, right, and they're going through their offers, oh, what do you actually want? What's the lifestyle that you want? So that can be tough for some women because it's like, oh gosh, I got to think about what I actually want. Do I get to have what I want? Do I get to give myself permission? Is that something I really get to do? I don't just have to make my business 9 to 5. My business hours could be different. My business hours could be Monday through Thursday from 10 to 4 p.m. We do not answer emails and calls and things on Fridays. We do not answer on the weekend. We do not work evenings. Or I have had some clients who love working in the evenings, like they love doing some of their client work in the evenings. And so that's totally up to you. So yes, you get to think about what times of day do I work best, okay? I love morning. Okay. So when I wake up, I do my own thing. And then once I get into the office, I know that like my prime time is the morning. Like, and I've always been like that most of my life. I will say that now in these, at the time of this recording, in these 30s, okay, I don't know what be happening. I be having bursts of energy like randomly, like in the afternoon, like maybe like 2:00. Whereas usually I would say somewhere between 3 or 4, Kiara's like, okay, we're done. And so because of that, right, that dictates when I used to do more one-on-one calls, like when I would open up my calendar. So like no one can book a call. I think past like 3 or maybe it's like 3:30, something like that is like the latest time, because I know once we start getting beyond 3:00, I am not like at my highest point. But you know what's random is that sometimes I will be like, there have been times where it's like 4:30 and I'm like, ooh, I want to record a YouTube video. So it really just depends. But I don't want to build a business off of what really just depends. So here's what I know. I know between 10 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Kiara is like on it, right? And so I make sure that I do the bulk of what I need to do for my business in that time. But I also know that I really love a slow morning, y'all. Is it the 30s? Like, I mean, what is this? I don't know. And this also is a recovering hustle girl, inner hustle little girl, who has understood that I don't have to hustle my way through success and abundance in life and all the things, that is not where my worth is, right? And I value, having a cup of tea. I had a cup of tea this morning. Actually, today was like a really beautiful day. So I actually, woke up and I took my fur babies out and I did some mind time. If you ever want me to do a video about mind time, let me know. But it's basically just some mindset time, some me time. And I had a cup of tea and I sat by the window in one of my favorite spots in the house. Besides this spot, there is a spot literally below this spot. So downstairs in the living room, I'm sitting by the window and it just feels really amazing. And I was like journaling and like listening to different inspirational things and, catching up with some of my friends and talking to them as well. And so that felt really beautiful and amazing. I come up with ideas for like future trainings or YouTube videos or and other pieces of content, things like that. So I love a slow morning where I'm not like rushing, because I've had mornings where like I literally have to like rush and like I only can take a 5-minute shower, and I do not like that. I don't like that because I take 5 minutes because I want the water there's just something powerful about just like letting the water run on you. And so my point, y'all can see I really get into it because it's very important to me. But I have had days where I'm rushing and like to take a shower, or I'm gonna be honest, some days where I'm like, listen, I'm gonna have to take a shower tonight because I do not have time to take a shower right now. And that could be because of different reasons. Usually it's not because I've slept in, because I don't really sleep in too much, but it's usually like me rushing from something else, or I get so into my mind time, y'all, where I literally will lose track of time. So I literally have to set alarms. My mind time, sometimes it could be a couple hours. I'm gonna be honest. It could be like 2 to 3 hours because I love it. I am someone who loves learning and reading and growing. And a lot of times in that mind time, I'm not just doing like something like reading or listening to something inspirational. I'm pausing it because I come up with so many ideas. Like, And then I have so many clients where like I love sitting them stuff like, oh my goodness, I just saw this thing and you do this and this is how the content I think that you could create. And that's something that I love to do like with my inner circle members. And that's a benefit, right, of me supporting them at that deep capacity where I'm able to really show up for them in that way. So even though I'm doing mine time, sometimes that time is not all mine. It is truly me creating, me getting inspired, me chillaxing. And sometimes I might be playing a video game. There's a certain game that Mike and I, if you've ever heard of the game called Overcooked, we discovered this game during the PP word, okay? And we are with like another couple and we were like playing or whatever, like when we were all home during that time. And I started playing it by myself. And it's just like something for me to unwind. So my morning will look a little different. And if you're someone who works out in the morning, so you need to think about that for you. Like, what really do I want my mornings to feel like? And if you're the opposite, like I have clients who they're more like night owls. And so they do a lot during the nighttime. That's totally fine. So you really get to think about your lifestyle. And y'all, yes, sis, you get to have the audacity to do such. Because listen, like I said, we came into this space of wanting to create this business. And so allow yourself to go all in and truly create the business that you want. Don't half-ass it, okay? Come all in. Come all in and do the thing. You're worthy of the thing. You get to have the thing. And here's the real thing. In order for you to serve at your highest capacity, how do you need to be taken care of? So what I know is when I'm rushing into something, the level of presence that I'm able to bring to that call, that conversation, that group call, that interaction, versus when I have my slow morning, I've taken care of myself, I've gotten these different ideas out, I've, done my self-care, my hair, or I don't have to necessarily like have makeup on or whatever, put on a cute top or whatever it is. When I've taken that time and then I sit down on this chair, then how am I able to be present? Then how am I able to serve? I want to share with you an amazing resource that will help you step into your next level of your own business model. It's my 100K Your Way workshop. It's about you creating your next 100K on your terms. So I know you're an ambitious, heart-centered visionary of impact, and I want to congratulate you, girl, on everything that you have been able to create in your business. I am cheering you on, but I also know that you're ready for more. So whether this is your first 100K that you're aiming for or your next 100K, this workshop is going to help you do it on your terms. I've heard from countless women the fear that they have around feeling like they need to sacrifice or give things up for their success. And the truth is, when I think about when I made my first 100K, it was literally about me just doing certain things over and over again. And then I made my second one, and then I made my third one, and then I made my fifth one, and then I made my sixth one. I think you get the picture. So I am hoping for you that, first of all, you give yourself this permission. Because you can sit and work really hard and do this really overcomplicated way of getting to your next 100K, or you can give yourself permission to actually simplify it. Now, yes, there is work involved, but here is what I found. When it came time to me making my next 100K every time over, it was literally me going through this process to be able to gain clarity on what was really working and be able to truly amplify that. And that is a process I break down with you inside of the 100K Your Way workshop. It's about you being able to sustain this, right? You cannot sustain what's not aligned. The world wants you to think that you are not enough, right? That you need to be in this constant comparison of how everyone else is doing things, and you have to do it that way, even if it comes at a cost of you forcing yourself to do it in a way that doesn't feel natural for you. And let me tell you, girl, if it doesn't feel natural, you are not going to sustain it. So what we do inside of 100K workshop is, first of all, I break down with you some of the mindset components, right, that you need to tap into. Now, this is actually a bonus. I have a full Realign to Shine course, but I'm only giving you access to the first couple minutes of that course, where I kind of go into like the mindset to help reground you, to give yourself permission for this next 100K, all right, to step into alignment, to understand and own who this business is for, to understand that you get to serve yourself, that you get to take care of yourself, that you can let go of the rules and the shoulds and, all of the things that you have attached to this next level that might be holding you back. Then after you go into that bonus mindset module, we go deeper into the mindset that you need for high ticket. So I break down with you, actually, it's another bonus from another course that I have where I break down high ticket mindset and doing it in alignment. This right there, that 14-minute right there is to me worth this entire investment, okay? So first of all, we're getting you into alignment and we're getting you into mindset, the mindset that you need, right, for that next 100K, right? And then, my love, now we set the vision. But here's the mistake people make. They go and set a vision for what it is that they want, but they never gave themselves permission. So we can sit on paper and have fun doodling all the things that we want and why we want it and all the things, right? But if you don't have the mindset and haven't given yourself permission, don't have the belief and the confidence, it means nothing. You're just going to have a sticky note that says, I want to make 100K, and then, just wait for it to happen. And speaking of that, once we step into the vision, right, the vision is all about you being able to tap into how you want this to look and to feel for you. I also share my own personal story of a term that I call simplified scaling. It's literally what has allowed me to have my first 20K day in my business. And then I went from there and created $107,000 in my business. And these same exact principles I've used to, not only make six figures in a year, because I know that's the infamous place that a lot of entrepreneurs are trying to get to, but actually six figures in 6 months. And then you keep condensing that 6 figures in a quarter, so on and so forth. Okay. So After all that, we need the plan to make it happen. So we're going to then tap into your your 100K plan. The 100K plan is where we're going to go through your actual offer. What are you actually selling? Let's look at the numbers. I actually am going to introduce you to something I call the MVP. That's your most valuable program, and break down a couple things with you in that to help you amplify a current offer that you have, or maybe you're recreating or creating a new offer, I should say. But I'm going to show you how I help my clients assess their current business models, so that you can see where you're actually focused on selling, what you're focused on promoting inside your content, inside your message, all the things. Okay. So go ahead and grab access to the 100K Your Way workshop, because it's time for you to give yourself permission to let go of all the rules and let yourself hit this goal on your terms, so that it's more sustainable, more aligned, and more impactful. That's how you're going to be able to truly show up and shine. All right, let's get back to the video. If you are in the money and the message inner circle, then we talk a lot about being selfish to serve. Let me say that again. Being selfish to serve. It is beautiful for you to take care of yourself, because in that taking care of yourself, your cup overflows, and you can only serve from a place of overflow. So I felt that that was really important to bring in as we have this conversation on business model, because your business model, yes, it is meant to serve your clients. It is how you are serving them, your offers, your packages, all that. But it also has to serve you, sis. The two get to exist. They cannot exist without one another, because one is going to be out of balance. If they only serve the client and they only serve you making money, but they don't actually serve you energetically, financially, from a time standpoint, from a lifestyle standpoint, at some point, your body is going to resist the thing. Oh, I see you, business model. You're not giving me what I want. I just want to have 2 hours in the morning where I don't have to rush, where I have time to journal. I have time to listen to good music. I have time to, maybe, do some skincare and stuff. And then I have time to wake up my baby, and I have time to, have breakfast with them and actually have a conversation with them, and not just rush, wake them up, pack them up to go to school or to go to the daycare. I can actually sit with them, and maybe we even spend 20 minutes talking or dancing or singing a song, or picking out what they want to wear for their whatever that is, right? Or maybe for you, if you have a honey bunny, and maybe depending on his schedule, there's times where Mike has been home. Actually, Mike is home today. At the day that I'm recording this, Mike is actually home today. There is times he just decided to take off, and then he also is off on Fridays. And so there are times where, different points in my business where I am like, oh, babe, do you want to have breakfast today? Or do you want to, go out for breakfast, or whatever it is? And then we're able to do that. So you really have to think about your lifestyle and your preferences.